here to testify today. I am choosing heaven. What are you choosing? Are you choosing to live through lack of thought? No, live in abundance. You can have it all. You can have joy. You can have love. You got the compassion in you. Let's all be one as we know that we are. Let's live as one and trust in all. I'm choosing heaven. I'm choosing heaven. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. Heaven, come on, let's choose it. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. Choose love, come on now. I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing love today. Come on, more love. I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing love today. How about some compassion? I choose compassion today for each other and ourselves. I choose compassion today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I choose compassion today. Again, I choose compassion today. Feel it in your heart. I choose compassion today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I choose compassion today. Joy, I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing joy today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing joy today. Come on, fill it up. I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing joy today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing joy today. Only one. I choose oneness today. I'm choose oneness today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing oneness today. There's only one of us. I'm choosing oneness today. I'm choosing oneness today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing oneness today. And it all is heaven we create. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. Again, come on. I'm choosing heaven today. For you and me, come on. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today.
Very good, Dad. Is she wonderful? So, get ready, my soul. Good morning, all you early morning unitics. Don't go back to sleep. You gotta stay awake. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, join in. Take the hands next to you and open our hearts to this beautiful song, which is Surely the Presence. Thank you. Steve's got my back.
Yes, the presence of the Lord is in this place. We remember and affirm there is one power, one presence, God the good, the omnipotence, the omnipresence, the omniscience of all there is. That is you. That is me. That I am the divine presence of God. Say it with me. I am the divine presence of God. And so it is. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I have the honor of passing the microphone to our compassionate communication expert, Gina Janess.
Hi, good morning. Thank you. I am Gina Janess. I'll be facilitating service this morning, and we have with us again Reverend Paulette Pipe. And a word about Reverend Paulette Pipe. She's a masterful meditation teacher and facilitator. She's best known as the host of Touching the Stillness, a lively meditation and spiritual practice radio program that aired on the Unity Online Radio Network from 2008 to 2018. Her podcasts are archived. With her distinctive gift of affirmative healing prayer and meditation that stirs the soul, she masterfully creates rich, sacred experiences from a range of traditional and unexpected mindful and meditation practices. Formerly spiritual director of the UK Unity headquarters and then manager of the retreat department at Unity Village, today Reverend Paulette heads Touching the Stillness Ministries, a vibrant organization she created to make meditation and mindfulness both practical and accessible for daily application. Reverend Paulette is also a sought-after speaker who leads retreats, workshops, and extended meditations at venues in the United States and abroad. She is a member of the Evolutionary Leaders Circle, a project of the Source of Synergy Foundation, and also holds the role of Keeper of the Flame on Unity Worldwide Ministries Board of Trustees, where she silently holds sacred prayer space during the board's deliberation and decision-making process at all of its board meetings. A British-born native, she currently resides in Lee Summit, Montana, a suburb of Kansas City. And you will also find her CDs available after service in the bookstore for purchase. So welcome this morning on this snowy morning. Isn't it magical looking at the snow while we're sitting here? It's beautiful. So first I would like to say the streamers that aren't here. So let's welcome them. Hi, sitting home without the snow there. Thanks for joining us this morning. And thanks for being with all of you here today in this space. Just a reminder, you can watch us live anytime on YouTube, or you can listen to previous talks on your smartphone with the SoundCloud or Spotify app. Well, this is the time when I always say, we'd like to welcome anyone who's here for the first time. Did anyone venture out into the snow to be with us here for the first time today? Awesome, thank you. Our ushers is going to bring you a flower and a packet. And you can fill out, there's a card in the packet, and you can bring it to the Spiritual Resource Center after service today. And that flower will give you 10% off in the bookstore today. So you can take the flower to the bookstore as well. So thank you for coming with us today. We bless you and thank you for being with us. And please know we welcome all paths to God. And you enrich our experience here together. So Unity is a center of celebration, transformation, inspiration, spirit-centeredness, oneness, and joy. Please hold these truths in your heart as we say our mission and vision statement together. Our mission. We are a vibrant spiritual community that celebrates the presence in all and awakens humanity to its divinity. And our vision statement. Centered in love, we joyously co-create a world of oneness, peace, and harmony. All right, I have some announcements this morning. A reminder, on March 17, there will be a meeting after service to vote for the options for Spirit on the River and the church property. This vote is open to members as well as non-members, and all are encouraged to attend. Next is join Corey McLaughlin and Michael Mooney for an evening of intentional body prayer at the Embodying Soul Dance coming up on Friday, March 22 at 7 p.m. Let's come home to our bodies and dance our radiance within. On Sunday, March 24 at noon, Holly Howden will be hosting her workshop called The Soul of Work, Conscious Career Makeover. Join us as we explore the 9 elements of the soul of work and how to achieve those elusive goals of career fulfillment, authentic success, and greater impact. And lastly, Reverend Ogan will be starting an Absolute Abundance class on Monday, April 1st at 7 p.m. Now a 5-week course, it used to be 6. You will expand your awareness of the prosperity that is all around you and release the beliefs, behaviors, and habits that are blocking your good. Sign up for any of our classes online and or at the Spiritual Resource Center. And now is the time where we have namaste, where we greet each other in love with either a handshake or a hug and say, I see you, I see your magnificence.
Namaste. Namaste. I can't think of a better speaker to be singing this song before their talk than listen to the still small voice, which is all that Reverend Paulette is about. To listen deeply, don't go back to sleep, stay awake to listen to what's coming forward that is more wonderful than you could ever imagine. Listen to the still, small voice, the still, small voice, the still, within. Listen to the still small voice, the still small voice, the still small voice within. Sparkling water flows down the mountain. Shining sun turns dew into steamy air. In the corridors of the heart, watch the mist in the pathway part. Walk into the truth that is found there. When you listen to the still small voice, the still small voice, still small voice within. Listen to the still small voice, the still small voice, the still small voice within. And all confusion leads to the aching, longing for the end of the pain inside. Past the anger and the tears, past the point of sorrow and fear, deep into the peace of the great What does it say to you as you pray to the still small voice, the still small voice? And there is nothing here but the knowing, feeling all the beauty inside the breath, falling into love, falling into all we're made of. Here and always now is the blessing. When you listen to the still small voice, the still small voice, still small voice within. Let's all sing that. Listen to the still small voice, the still small voice, the still small voice within, the still small voice within. Namaste.
Good morning. Take a deep breath with me. One more time. Because I don't want you to go back to sleep. You've made it this far. We're doing things a little differently today. Reverend Ogan made the mistake of telling me I could do anything I wanted to do. And I took him at his word. So I invite you to sit back, relax, and don't worry about a thing. Just don't go back to sleep. I invite you to listen. I invite you to awaken. I invite you not to zone out, to not bury your head and avert your eyes from that which feels uncomfortable or looks unappealing or even appalling. Not just in your community, but outside the doors. Sometimes we bury our head and avert our eyes because we think it has nothing to do with us. That's about them. We're not like them. That's not my story. They created that. What's in their consciousness? And we shut down and we bury our head. Listen. Awaken. Stay awake. Don't zone out. Don't go back to sleep. I invite you to pray and pay attention. And we talk so much about oneness. I want you to experience oneness, literally experience it. You know, our bodies are wondrously made. We are God's divine creation and we are wondrously made. But sometimes things go awry. But in our body temple, if our arm hurts us or becomes immobilized, how does the rest of the body function? Does it switch off and say, that's got nothing to do with me? Tell the brain that's your problem, you sort it out? Does it pretend not to feel the pain? No, your body does everything it can to recreate and restore harmony, reparation, to find some solution, and the body's wise enough to do that, and so are we as traditionally known in Christianity, the body of Christ. And I'm not talking about some man outside of us, I'm talking about the divine presence within. We are part of the body of Christ, and if one hurts, we all hurt. So don't go back to sleep. Don't zone out. Don't pretend it's not happening because it's not affecting you. How did you end up engaged in your spiritual practice, your spiritual walk? How did you end up in a seat here in the Unity Chapel of Unity on the River, or viewing us online? Typically, our journey begins with some sort of personal crisis or agenda. Perhaps you came to your spiritual path through pain, physical or emotional. Perhaps lying on addiction's basement floor led you to the elevator of consciousness that saved your life. Or maybe it was those drained coffers that leaked or staunched the flow of abundance and eventually hauled you out of the quagmire of struggle toward the prospering shores of spiritual truths that have reversed your fortunes, and if not yet, it's on its way. Were you seeking guidance in the night's shadow until the brilliance of divine light revealed an emerging path that just burst forth like the dawn? Whatever it was that opened the door, or is even right now beckoning you forth, It's beckoning you into a new and positive and hopeful reality. But we need to pay and pray attention, and we need to do the preparation work, and that happens in the stillness, listening to the still small voice and what it has to tell us. So as you heard in the introduction, for almost 10 years, I was host of Touching the Stillness on Unity Online Radio. It's a great network. If you haven't checked it out, I encourage you to do so. And so my programs were all about meditation practices and how to do meditation, the various forms that meditation can take. And we threw in a few spiritual practices as well. But 2 years ago, something changed. Something changed in our country that affected all of us and polarized the country too. And it became very apparent as I prepared each week's lesson, because it was mostly, we did a sort of thought for the day, and then there'd be a time of meditation, and then we'd have a prayer time. So as I prepared my thought for the day, it became very apparent to me that the meditation practice is pivotal. It's imperative. We all need to be engaged in a practice. But it's not just for our soul's comfort. It may be where we started, just like when we came in the doors, when we found unity, it came from some situation in our life. Yes, we need to have a practice of meditation and prayer. But it's not just for our own well-being. It's not just for our transformation. Meditation has so many great benefits, health benefits, emotional benefits. It's mainstream now. It's talking about mindfulness and meditation all the time. You can find a wealth of information if you Google it and know what meditation and mindfulness can do for you. Do for you physically, how it can expand your intuition, how it can help with healing and blood pressure and all these things. But there's so much more to it if we pay attention. I am convinced that our mindfulness and meditation practice supports us in showing up as a healing presence in the world. You and me as a healing presence in the world, where we can more easily and purely vibrate a positive energy from an expansive heart that is opened even wider in silence, evolves our consciousness so that those elevated, prioritized, consistent times of practice make a difference in the world. I know, I can feel you going to sleep already. I told them yesterday, I'm an empath. I can feel when you check out. Come back. This is for you. This is for you. This is for you. Lao Tzu, the Chinese philosopher, says, "The greatest gift you have to give is that of your own transformation." The greatest gift that you and I have to give is that of our own transformation. And we're transformed through our practice. Yes, we are. We're transformed through the prayers. Yes, we are. That's why you're here. That's why you stayed. That's why you keep coming back. That's why you're walking the talk and practicing the principles. But when we take time in stillness, we listen to the still small voice. We hear things we didn't hear before. We see things we didn't notice before. We are here to be a healing presence. We are here to be a spiritual catalyst for entrainment. We are here to be vibrational virtuoso, and it doesn't happen through mere words. It happens through the practice. Please don't go back to sleep. Please stay awake. Please don't zone out. Please don't be appalled. Please pray and pay attention. And as Charles Fillmore reminds us, the co-founder of Unity, Charles Fillmore reminds us that God works in stillness, in the workshop of our soul. And when I'm saying be awake and don't be appalled, I'm not saying we need to be intoxicated by all that's happening in the world and let it bring us down. In fact, it has less chance of bringing us down the more elevated we are in our consciousness, which again comes from the practice. So be awake, be alert, be attentive, be compassionate. Imagine what it's like to walk in another's shoes. Be responsive in a positive way. Commenting on the impact of the recent full moon that was happening last month, The astrologer and psychologist Dr. Michael Lennox put it this way. He was talking about the full moon. So he said, with this full moon comes a great healing and marching orders to go forward with more of our consciousness aligned with being a healing presence, rather than a presence that needs healing. Do you hear the difference? We go forward, we've got these marching orders to go forward as a healing presence instead of being a presence that needs healing. And that happens when we take the time, when we prioritize our practice. And he adds, remember, we don't heal others by bestowing something onto them. We simply heal ourselves so much that others are automatically raised in their vibration when they come into our presence. And that's how we will create peace for humanity, one individual at a time. And if you don't believe it, the Bible gives us an example of Peter, he who had doubt in faith, he who denied Christ, Jesus the Christ. Yet, when he came to himself, when he became aware of the power of the Spirit at work within him from the stillness, there came a time where it says in Acts, he would walk down the street and people would put their loved ones out on the street because they didn't want anyone to know that they were followers of the way. And they would put their loved ones out on the street for healing. And Peter's very shadow as he walked past would heal them. If it happened then, it can happen now. If it happened once, it can happen again. And if it happened to him, it can happen to you, because we are faith too. So this, dear friends, is what stillness and silence and mindfulness calls forth from us. Healing first and raising our vibration so we can be a healing presence rather than a presence that needs healing. We will be the transformation, the gift to the world. That we heal ourselves so much, or others are automatically raised in their vibration when they come into our presence. So we're going into a time of meditation because I'm one who's like, don't tell me, show me. Let's not talk about it. Let's experience the stillness deeply today. And to take us into stillness, I want to share a poem by Rumi, and it's translated by Coleman Barks. It's called Don't Go Back to Sleep. See, I'm not the only one. Don't go back to sleep. The breeze at dawn has secrets to tell you. Don't go back to sleep. You must ask for what you really want. Don't go back to sleep. People are going back and forth across the doorsill where the two worlds touch. The door is round and open. Don't go back to sleep. So take a breath with me and exhale as we begin our journey to stillness through this time of meditation. I invite you to put aside anything that you might be holding in your hands, in your lap. And adjust your position so you're sitting upright. That way we can expand the chest and take in the whole entire breath. That way we're not slouched over and more prone to inertia and sleepiness. So breathe deeply and begin to notice the changes that happen with each breath as you relax into this moment. Place your hand on your belly and notice whether you're breathing from your belly or your chest. And make any adjustments necessary so that when you breathe in, you can feel the full breath because your hand pushes against your belly. And as you exhale, you feel your belly drawing back to your spine. Breathe in and breathe out. And feel your toes uncurling in your shoes. Feel your legs begin to soften and relax, and the knees unlock. Feel relaxation move up through the thighs, the hips, and the pelvis, your glutes in the seat. Feel relaxation move through your spine, allowing you to sit a little more straight, and the shoulders to fall a little more from around your ears, and the whole torso to relax from neck to waist, from waist to knees, from knees to toes. And that relaxation just slides and glides down your hands, moving through the arms to the elbows, to the wrists, out into the hands and the fingertips. And it feels so good to let go that your neck follows suit, unlocks, softens, and relaxes under the weight of your head. And now soften the jawbones, the cheekbones, the eye sockets as your eyes sink more deeply into the sockets. Soften your brow so it unfurls and unfrowns. And feel with your next breath relaxation through the back of the head, moving up to the crown of the head and into the breath. As you take your next breath in, just check if there's anywhere else in your body that needs to let go, that is being held tightly. This is in resistance to the idea of being a healing presence, transformed by the work of stillness. Just notice. The idea may not appeal to you, or the idea does appeal, but you don't know how. Christ within, the God energy within you knows exactly how, which is why we journey to this place of stillness where we can listen, where we can wait, where we can be mobilized by this energy flowing in, through, and round about us now, raising up our vibration, raising up our consciousness, purifying and opening our hearts as we breathe and relax and let go. I invite you to visualize in your mind's eye a ray of light streaming from the heavens. And this light is sending rose quartz rays down through your body, starting in the crown of your head, clearing the consciousness and purifying the consciousness with rays of quartz crystal, the rose-colored idea of love. And it now flows to the third eye, the point between the eyebrows, clearing the space, expanding the space for imagination and intuition, so we can see beyond appearance, see beyond seeming differences, giving us glimpses of truth that the universe has for each of us. And then now this quartz crystal ray of light showers down into the throat area, the area of communication, where we speak the truth, speak our intention to be a healing presence. And then it moves down into the heart. And visualize the heart space filled now, accumulating the rays of light, expanding, healing, and purifying our hearts. Let us live from the heart center of love, so we can live with compassion, we can live with joy and grace, not just for ourselves and our own comfort, but so we radiate and vibrate love everywhere we go and become a healing presence, a presence of healing, shares the gift of love from our heart. And now those rays of light move down into the solar plexus, the wisdom center. We are guided and inspired by divine ideas and ingenuity, that which is ours to do, the steps we are to take, the choices we are to make, to invoke oneness, to be a presence of oneness and peace. And now those rays of quartz crystal light move down into our creative center, and then into our life center, and then through our feet into the earth. And the vibration raises up from the earth, rises up through our feet, rises up through our body, rises back up to the crown, and then radiates out in a 360-degree radius of love, expanding into this sanctuary, out into the community, out into the world. We call forth our faith faculty, represented by the disciple Peter. And we too, our very shadow, our very vibration heals. We are a healing presence. We are a vibration of healing. We are a catalyst of entrainment. We are vibrational virtuosos, living, experiencing, expressing peace, oneness, compassion. I see you, says our heart. You belong in our circle. Who you are and what you contribute matters, and so I embrace you. And I support the world in embracing you, for we are one. Take a deep breath and exhale. One more time, a deep breath in and exhale. And feel this vibrational energy of the quartz crystal, rose-colored, vibrating around your ears and around your throat and around your eyes and around your head once more, as we open ourselves to listen to the still small voice in the sweetness, in the cavern of stillness, where we breathe and rest and be and know. In the stillness of the silence, we wait. Unperturbed by sound or distraction, we continue to breathe and trust and listen. Affirm silently to yourself, I am a healing presence. I feed and fertilize the soil of my soul with spiritual nourishment, so I may feed the soul of the world. I am generous and grateful, sustained, awake and aware. I am committed in my resolve to remain present and awake. As a healing presence, I am a vibrational catalyst of healing for others. Take a breath. Exhale. And allow your next breath to submerge you more deeply into this still moment, where all boulders and blocks to our intention to be a healing presence are dissolved and transmuted into their spiritual equivalent, disbanded, dismantled in all directions and dimensions of time, so nothing can impede the greatness and the expression and the vibration of healing love emanating from the core of our being, emanating from our words, our attitude, and our actions. Breathe and be in the stillness. And into this stillness, I offer a blessing for unity on the river here in Amesbury. Unity on the river in Amesbury is a radiating center of light and love, mighty to attract love to itself as it radiates this light, this love, this welcoming vibrational energy to the world. Founded in faith, built on strength, built on wisdom and acuity, this center flourishes and prospers through divine love that knows no bounds and no limitation. In its unity of purpose, all those who are called come together in a radiant, vibrational circle that holds the weight and the energy of the intention for which this ministry has been called and is truly equipped. All things necessary, all resources flow from every Christ direction, unimpeded under grace. Anything and anyone standing in the way is removed. All blocks are dissolved. All consciousness is raised to the level of the Christ, calling forth greatness from this community. Those who are called forth to serve and witness and be in community here find a warm and welcoming community that opens its arms and says, "Come in, you are welcome, you are one." And every needed resource to make them feel at home, to find the Christ within radiant in their soul and to be raised in consciousness is revealed. There is no place where God is not. There is no situation, no circumstance that is greater than the I am Christ within. And so we strike from our minds and from the fear in our hearts any idea of anything less than perfection. We are unlimited. You are unlimited. This community is unlimited. And so there are answers and resolutions and conclusions now in manifestation and in expression, being brought forth, being called forth by your healing presence that is within you right now. You are fully equipped. You have the mind of the Christ. You have access to the resources that are available to you at all times because we are aligned with and intimately and intricately connected with a universe of power and energy and prosperity, and all the resources necessary are ours to call forth now into manifestation without complication, without delay. Take a breath with me and exhale, knowing that this breath is grounded in this word of truth that is spoken through the authority and the power and the energy and the vibration of the healing Christ that is witness to these words going forth now to accomplish swiftly and completely as they have been decreed. And so it is, and so we allow it to be. It is done, and we are a witness, and we are grateful. So it is, so it is, so we let it be. Amen, amen, amen. God is in this place and in our hearts. God's presence fills here. God's presence here is love. God's presence here is joy. God's presence here is peace. Therefore, we are equipped to be a healing presence. We awake. We listen. We no longer zone out or bury our head. We stay awake and become the healing presence we have been called and equipped to be. Namaste. And thank you.
In the silence I shall go. In the stillness there's a knowing. In the presence of divine love, I am loved. I am loved. Shemaiah, 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 Shemaiah. In the silence I shall go. In the stillness there's a knowing. In the presence of divine love, I am loved. I am loved. Shemaiah, 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 Shemaiah. In the silence I shall go. In the stillness there's a knowing. In the presence of divine love, I am love. I am loved. Shemaiah, 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 Shemaiah.
Wow. Thank you, Reverend Paulette. Music team, Lisa, thank you. So as we bring up the prayer box, I'd like to bring your attention to one of our very own congregants, Pat Valancourt, who is taken ill, is unconscious at the moment. Pat has been a pillar of this community with her vibrance and her dancing and her singing and her workshops that she is. So let's all hold Pat in our hearts, seeing the divinity that she is. And at this time, if there are any of those that you would like to hold in prayer, I invite you to say their names out loud. Affirming the divine presence of healing and wholeness and health in all of these requests, whether they come from a challenge of health or finance or relationship, or whether it comes from a request of gratitude. We affirm the divine presence of God in each and every one, that they are the living expression of the divine. And we hold that intention and see that for them, seeing them move through in grace and ease, and know that all is in divine order, and so it is. Amen.
Well, thank you, too, again, to Reverend Paulette. Namaste. So I'd like to take a moment to recognize the beautiful souls who volunteer as prayer chaplains here. Please rise if you are able. These wonderful people can meet with you for prayer or for gratitude, or to simply sit with you in silence after service, and they will hold your prayers and intentions in the strictest of confidence. Also, if you are in need, we have home and hospital prayer chaplains that will do home visits for recuperation or hospital stays. Please see Reverend Annie Houghton or one of the home and hospital prayer chaplains. Are you here today? Home and hospital prayer chaplains? Catherine? No? They're here. If you have a question in the spiritual resource, someone can answer your question. Remember, you can also submit your prayer request in the prayer box, which is located at the back of the room, and Unity on the River now has a dedicated phone line that will take prayer requests as well. Our prayer team and Silent Unity will pray over your request. And speaking of chaplains, Tom has another announcement to make on that.
So I just want to say this was the perfect service, the perfect music, the perfect setup for the invitation for prayer chaplain training that is coming up. So one of the, Reverend Paulette asked, why are you here? Each and every one of us may be here on a separate personal journey. And for me, it was I sought out Unity for the workshops and the classes, the small workshops that they offered, knowing that that was an opportunity for me to go deeper and to learn the real principles of metaphysics. And in the beginning of each class, Reverend Shipley, teaching the class, would invite us to set the intention. Why did you decide to take this class? Why are you taking this class? And for me, the answer was always the same, is that I wanted to see beyond the physical aspects. I wanted to see beyond separation. I wanted to see the divine presence in each and every one that I encountered, in each and every relationship. That's really what I wanted to see. I wanted to let go of my own biases and judgments and prejudices, and to notice those and to see beyond them. And then someone said to me, actually more than one person, that you were going to be a prayer chaplain. And I didn't know what that was, but I knew that there were people in the corners and that they wore the white stoles, and that was all I knew. And I evidently signed up for it because 9 years ago, I found myself leaving the house for the first weekend of, at that time it was 32 hours, I believe, of training. My wife said, "Why are you doing this?" Knowing that I was going to spend the next 2 days, Friday night and Saturday, in training, and then the next weekend. And And I said, I don't know. But I did know when I got done with the training. So Reverend Paulette talked about oneness today. She also talked about the healing presence, be the healing presence. And for me, that is what being a prayer chaplain is all about. For me, saying a prayer with someone is really when I experience oneness. Oneness is, for me, is hard to explain. It's hard to wrap your arms around. But for me, being in prayer with someone, affirming that divine presence for them, seeing beyond the physical challenges, and knowing that they are the infinite potential of all there is the essence of oneness for me. So I invite you, if that is something that has been on your mind, if you've thought about it, please see me or our co-leader, Rena David, who will be here next week. And the sign-ups are in the Spiritual Resource Center. We start the first 2 weekends in April. Thank you.
And now's the time in our service where we prepare our tithes and offering. Let's hold them and breathe in our energy of abundance as we say our affirmation. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Amen. That's our money flow song. I love it. Kind of makes you feel like you want to stay here all day and just listen to the music and watch the snow come down, doesn't it? Oh, it is with gratitude and joy and love that we receive these gifts, knowing that they have been given freely and openly, with gratitude and joy for the spiritual fulfillment and nourishment that we receive from this community and from each and every one of you, knowing that you give freely, not only with your finances, but from your heart, from your soul. And we see these gifts going out, a portion of them to the Unity Worldwide Ministry Service, and also to our local community, a portion of that tithe, and so it is. We are so grateful. Thank you.
So it takes so many people who give their time to help with Sunday service. Thank you for all that you do for sacred service. This week's angels, Tina, Amy, Jim, Lacey, and Malik. Thank you to our teams, our usher team, our hospitality team, and our service coordinators. Also, thank you to our board members. Board members, if you are here, would you please stand? And Tina, would you like to come up also? Tina has a word for us.
I stand in your presence.
Namaste.
So, a lot has been going on in the past couple of weeks. This week has been packed. I've been on the phone several times a day, answering emails, and I've talked with the board, and we've decided that we're going to hold off on the vote next weekend. Instead, we're going to take some time and start visioning and see where we're going to go from here. So next week, we will be starting the process of visioning, and certainly Reverend Paulette, oh my God, you couldn't have come at a better time. You couldn't have had a better message. No, it's time for our community to come together and be healers, and to heal this community and bring it together. There's a lot from the past that is bubbling up right now, and we have to come at it from a healing space and from prayer and from visioning on how we want our next 25 years to be. So as we come into our 25-year celebration, we want to be clear on how we're going to move forward. So next weekend, we will be starting the visioning process. We will do an email helping people to recognize, to really take time for yourself, because visioning is a process. It's a process to figure out how to clear yourself so that you're coming to really allow spirit to come in rather than for ego to come up. We want to talk to spirit next Sunday. We want to talk to your healing spirit, and we want to move forward as strong as we started 25 years ago. So, thank you.
All right. Thank you also to those who make Wednesday night service happen. Please join us on March 13. This week's psalmody will be Manny Muros. And now, our big song, Let the Church Rise.
The big song. This song hasn't been performed here in a while. And the last time it was performed was during our transition. The last time we performed it a lot. It really is catharsis. You know, it's all about being the phoenix, and I think that it speaks well to our visioning forward. So it's perfect timing for this. Today's all about perfect timing, I guess. We are alive, filled with the glorious life. Out of the dark, into the marvelous light. We are waiting with expectations. Spirit, raise us up with you, and let the church rise from the ashes. Let the church fall to its knees. Let us be light in the darkness. Let the church rise. Let the church rise. Moving with power, breathing its name to the earth. Singing the praises and lift up the glorious songs. We are moving with compassion, Spirit, fill our hearts with you. Let the church rise from the ashes. Let the church fall to its knees. Let us be light in the darkness. Let the church rise. Let the church rise. Let your wind blow. Let your wind blow. Let your wind blow, revive us again. Let your wind blow, let your wind blow, let your wind blow and revive us again. Let the church rise from the ashes. Let the church fall to its knees. Let us be lights in the darkness. Let the church rise. Oh, let the church rise from the ashes. Let the church fall to her knees. Let us be light in the darkness. Let the church rise. Let the church rise. Oh, let the church rise.
Thank you, Brian. Let's welcome in the children.
There we are. Hey. We continue talking about 12 powers today. We talked about imagination, as you can see with some of our lovely drawings today. Yeah. Pretty cool stuff. This one had a lot to say today, too. It was pretty adorable, actually.
Let's rise and sing our peace song. Who would like to pray with Reverend Paulette in today? Right. Come on back.